want to share with you something that I was contemplating the other day, and it's how creation first birthed itself. And when I started to really think about this, how creation first birthed itself from this one singular 0 point, the cosmic feminine and the masculine energies, it feels like they were always very present in this like unified field of like potentiality, but still very undifferentiated. So at the 0 point, when you really start to think about it, everything exists in this perfect balanced state of pure potential. And in that stillness, there's neither movement nor separation. So when I started to like really feel into it, it's like the womb of all creation existed in this like primordial void where all possibilities were held, waiting to be activated. So in my reflection, that 0 point could be ultimately unity. It's the unified field of God, the place where the feminine and the masculine are one in the same, existing as pure source energy. So it's a state of oneness where everything is unified and nothing exists in form. So there's no duality, there's just pure potential and consciousness. So it's both everything and nothing at the same time. This is when people talk about everything, I'm everything and nothing, and the universe is everything and nothing. This is what we're talking about. But then something happens. The first movement, a pulse, an intention, a spark. And I imagine it as like this first divine breath or the cosmic heartbeat. This is the moment that the feminine and the masculine begin to differentiate from that unity, right? So it's like the great cosmic womb, like the container for all creation. The great cosmic womb is the container for all of creation. So in her void, all things can be birthed. She holds the space for possibility, but potential alone cannot move. So what do we need? That's where the masculine energy comes in, that spark of activation, or another way to look at it is light. A light arises from that 0 point stillness that pierces the void. And this is like the first impulse that catalyzes. It's the initiation, the force that moves the womb of potential, igniting creation. So it's like the light of consciousness enters the womb, right? So the light enters the darkness, bringing its ability to manifest form, and it starts to give shape to that potential. So in a sense, the masculine doesn't exist independently because it needs the feminine's vast potential, just as the feminine needs the masculine's activation to bring her creations into form. This brings me to the idea that creation birthed itself through this interplay of stillness and movement, expansion and direction. So the feminine is what holds the space for creation, right? While the masculine directs the movement. And it brings its focus, which is what guides the potential into form. So together they dance. There's this feminine energy that is open and nourishes, and the masculine energy ignites and manifests. So in this first moment of creation, it's as though Source, which is 0 point, the 0 point, wanted to experience itself and all of its forms. So what happened? It split into these two complementary forces, the feminine representing the infinite field of possibilities, and the masculine, the force of direction and manifestation, which then begin to co-create reality. So when I think about and really feel into the first creation, it feels like to me this movement and this moment when awareness, the masculine, became aware of the void, the feminine. So the recognition of the void as a place of infinite possibilities is what created the conditions for birth. So the masculine's awareness and the activation of the masculine brought focus, clarity, and intention, which allowed the feminine's potential to bloom, to open up into creation. So in a sense, if you're still with me, creation first birthed itself from a place of pure unity where the masculine and the feminine were in this perfect, symbiotic, harmonious state, waiting to be differentiated. So basically the first movement is this masculine spark, again, that ignited the feminine void. And from that union, the universe, time, space, sorry, there's like someone pulling up, birthed all things into being. So this for me was like such a beautiful reminder that creation isn't static, and it's these two beautiful forces that is always birthing and creating itself, which is why we talk about the universe is in this constant state of expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. And even in our own lives, we embody this process. We carry within us the feminine ability to dream, to nurture, to hold potential, and we also hold the masculine's power to take action and bring those dreams into reality. This is what it's about. This is why the false matrix foundational template is geared in this energy that's constantly fueling separation, duality, polarities, because it's trying to keep us in this state of separation. Because the moment that we come into union within ourselves, we can access this power of creation itself, because we hold that power within us. The kingdom of heaven is within us. We have the power to create, to birth not only humans, ideas, but to birth worlds. And so this is why we're needing to come into unification within ourselves. And that's why the path is really the middle path. It's the heart, which will start to synthesize and synergize and harmonize all of these different energies so that we can start to flow in this perfect dance of creation. So